beautiful people. Hope everybody had a fabulous weekend. I had my nose in the computer most of the weekend, of course. I did manage to do some Zumba with one of my Kansas instructors. That was pretty phenomenal. I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty good at procrastinating. And I'm in this, it's called the Speak Off in 2 weeks. And you got to give basically your whole life story in a 3-minute talk in front of over 100 judges. And then if you make it to the top 30, I guess the audience can be as big as 10,000. I think that's what they said. Pretty big audience. Anyway, I finished class in December, and I've tried writing my talk a couple times, but never really got anywhere. So I did draft up another copy this weekend. It's taped to 7 different locations in my apartment so that it reminds me that I have to practice for the next 2 weeks. So I guess I'm a weekend ahead of schedule because I really thought I would get it done next week with only 3 or 4 days until the competition. So I guess procrastination could be a whole other episode, but I think we talked about it in my character defects. So tried and true. All right. Well, I think we will finish. Well, I guess we'll see if we can finish the 12 steps in all the different versions. So I think we made it to 4 last night. Yes. So we're going to start off with 5 in the GA program. Step 5 is admitted to ourselves and to another human being the exact nature of our wrongs. In the promises, it says, no matter how far down the scale we have gone, we will see how our experience can benefit others. In the proactive 12 steps, it says, I take responsibility for my actions. In the humanist, step 5 is we ask our friends to help us avoid these situations. And in agnostic, it's admitted to ourselves without reservation and to another human being the exact nature of our wrongs. So agnostic is still the most similar to GA, I think. Number 6, we're entirely ready to have these defects of character removed. Number 6 for the promises is the feeling of uselessness and self-pity will disappear. The proactive, step 6, is I see that my knee-jerk reactions have to do with being in the grip of more or less conscious fears. The humanist, we are ready to accept the help they give us. And the agnostic is we are ready to accept help in letting go of all of our defects of character. Well, I think the agnostic people are pretty optimistic. If we can let go of all of our defects, maybe I need to use their 12 steps. Okay, so again, the point of this is to go over 12 steps and in a way that we look at it on how we can maybe improve ourselves and not get hung up on the God or the universe, the higher power. So here we go with a little bit more God in the regular GA literature. So step 7 is humbly ask God of our understanding to remove our shortcomings. Can't wait to see what the agnostic people say. 7, the promises, we will lose self-interest in selfish things and gain interest in our fellows. I like that. That's maybe more for a self-centered person like me. Could learn from that one. Step 7 in the proactive, I strive to find my motivation in a deeper sense of who I really am rather than fear and defensiveness. I really like them the best. The proactive one so far. The humanist, we honestly hope they will help. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be cynical. I promised you guys an open mind and that I wouldn't, pick favorites or make my opinions gospel. I think that the humanist one really puts a lot of power, responsibility, whatever you want to call it, on humans, and humans are flawed. So I'm not exactly sure how that works. And the agnostic, number 7, with humility and openness, sought to eliminate our shortcomings. So I like that one. That one doesn't have God, but it still works. Number 8, made a list of all persons we had harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. I thought that this was part of the conversation that drove this, was the person who said they didn't want to go to, GA for the higher power also mentioned this. Well, I don't want to make a list to apologize. So let's see what these other ones say. So the promises says self-seeking will slip away. The proactive says I stop blaming and feeling blamed with a willingness to heal the wounds. I stop blaming and feeling blamed with a willingness to heal the wounds. Humanist, we have made a list of persons we have harmed and to whom we hope to make amends. Yeah, see, my GA blood doesn't work with that. We hope. There's a set in expectations that goes against everything that I've learned. Yeah, I can't wait till we dig into these independently. And the agnostic 12 steps, number 8, is made a list of all persons we had harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. Okay, so that was pretty similar. Number 9 from GA, made direct amends to such people wherever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others. The promises, number 9, our whole attitude and outlook upon life will change. I guess that's a pretty big promise. Number 9 from the proactive 12 steps, I swallow my pride and sincerely apologize to people I've hurt, except when this would be counterproductive. Swallow my pride and sincerely apologize to people I hurt. I like that one. Of course, we know I'm favoring that one. Humanist, number 9, we shall do all we can to make amends in any way that will not cause further harm. And agnostic, make direct amends to such people wherever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others. So similar to the GA one. Oh, you know why? Because I think agnostic and GA might be the same thing. I don't know. We'll see. I'm getting ahead of myself. Number 10. Oh, this is a fun one. Because now that we tackled step 4, this is the one we have to keep doing like all the time. 10. Continue to take personal inventory, and when we were wrong, promptly admitted it. The promises says fear of people and of economic insecurity will leave us. Well, that's, again, optimistic, especially considering today, this day and age. Proactive 12 steps. I lived mindfully, paying attention to the motives and the effects of my actions. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. I think I'm going to have to photocopy 7 copies of that and hang it around my house when I hang down my speech. When I take down my speech. Humanist, we will continue to make such lists and revise them as needed. And agnostic, continue to take personal inventory, and when we were wrong, promptly admitted it. Maybe I should put that closer to that one. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Okay. Step 11, GA version. Sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood him, praying only for his knowledge of his will for us and the power to carry that out. The agnostic version is sought through meditation to improve our spiritual awareness and our understanding of the GA way of life and to discover the power to carry out that way of life. So I guess the agnostic really, what it does is removes the God higher power, but really sticks to the principles of GA. I could buy into that as well. The promises for step 11, we will intuitively know how to handle situations which used to baffle us. Yeah, promises equals optimistic in my book. Proactive, I stay in touch with a broader sense of who I really am and a deeper sense of what I really want. and the humanist. We appreciate what friends have done and are doing to help us. Yeah, I can't really get there with enjoying the humanist. Okay, finally, step 12. GA version. Having made an effort to practice these principles in our affairs, we tried to carry this message to other compulsive gamblers. Agnostic, having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, we tried to carry this message to, it says to alcoholics. I wonder if, I know where I got this from. And practice those principles in all our affairs. I might have got that from a seminar where we had a father, right? Is it a father that has the collar? He went through the 12 steps of AA with us and compared them to GA in a breakout session that I was at last year. The promises version is step 12. We will suddenly realize that God is doing for us what we could not do for ourselves. There's a little side note here. Are these extravagant promises? We think not. They are being fulfilled among us, sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly. They will always materialize if we work for them. Yeah, I'm going to do some homework before we dig deep into these. And I'm going to make sure, like I said, I know where the origination came from, and we can chat a little more in detail because these really are intriguing me. Maybe I do this after we finish a full year of step work, so that way we can reflect back. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Step 12 of the proactive 12 steps. A growing sense of wholeness and contentment motivates me to keep at it and to share the process with others who are struggling. Yep. Love that one the best. I should have ended on that one. This humanist one. We, in turn, are ready to help others who may come to us in the same way. I think I struggle with the humanist one because it goes against some of my fundamental values. It sounds a little bit like they allow... I'm all for people helping other people, but this sounds almost like they're allowing for codependency or something. I don't know. It's rubbing me the wrong way. If you couldn't tell by my 12 comments about it. I'll tell you, 10 minutes goes by quick with you guys. I went over again, and that's all right. We'll live. I'll say goodnight now. Wish me luck. The goal is to get up at 5 o'clock to go for a bike ride at 5:45. Keep your fingers crossed. I will check in with you as soon as I'm done with that. All right. Have a good night, beautiful people.